Good morning. Welcome to the Better Business Workshop. I'm Mark Dilks. Today's topic is from chaos to control. In fact, that's been our topic all this week. And specifically today, we're going to be looking at how wisely are you using your most valuable commodity. And I'm joined by my colleague up in Nottingham, Mark Miller. Good morning, Mark. Great to see you. Mark, what's our most valuable commodity?
That's a really good party game, isn't it? What's the most important thing to you in your life at the moment? And we're going to focus on time, right?
Mm,
Time is the one thing we've actually got that we can do something with. We can use it to develop talent. We can use it to develop money. So,
mm.
yeah, let's get into it. It's critical.
So interesting, Mark. The thing that sets successful people apart from people that are less successful is the way that they use their time, right?
Absolutely.
And what's really interesting on top of that is we're all born with the same amount of our most valuable commodity, right? None of us are born with any more or any less than anybody else. So it's about how wisely we use that time, and that's what we're going to spend the time on today, right? So let's dive into some slides, Mark, and see if we can get this working. Here we go. There we go. Right. So let's think about how we're thinking today about things that are important and things are urgent and things are less important and less urgent, right? And this came from Stephen Covey. Stephen Covey wrote in his famous book, a book that changed my life, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of those seven habits was about time, right? So let's just talk through this matrix, Mark.
Yeah, there's a very fundamental difference between people that are successful and people that are not. And the people that are successful are very, very crystal clear about the difference between is what is urgent. So somebody's asking you to do it now, but what is actually important, something that has an effect on your life or an effect on your business. And people get muddled up between the two because when somebody's asking you to do something or you're thinking you should do something, because it's urgent, it feels important, and quite often it's not. And that separation is really important, which where this matrix comes from. So, as we work through these quadrants, you'll see there's stuff that we can do with this.
All right. So, Mark, first quadrant is if something is important and urgent. Is that the most important space? Is that where we should be? No.
That's the point at which we have to do something. It's actually important. It's urgent. It could be an illness in the family. It could be financial rearrangements in the business. We might call it a crisis, but it is actually something that is important to us, and that is something we should act on now and immediately.
Yeah. So Covey would call that quadrant one. And in business terms, right, that's the kind of stuff that we should delegate as fast as possible. It's the kind of stuff that, if possible, we shouldn't be spending too much of our time there, right? We should be trying to delegate that to other people.
Well, the other thing is to try and push stuff that is coming in as urgent into the non-urgent box to the right. We often get calls from people, and they're used to us responding immediately. And sometimes it's quite okay, even with clients, to push them into a delay, as you say. And it's also quite okay to push it onto other people to deal with. We don't want to be in this box all the time. If we're in this box for genuine reasons, as a genuine crisis, that's one thing. But we don't want to get a habit of setting up most of our work in box number one.
So this is firefighting. Box one is firefighting. Box two is where we should really be spending, as the business owner, is where we should be spending the majority of our time, right? Setting goals and planning our business.
Yeah, it's stuff that we often don't feel it's urgent to do this, Mark, so we don't do it. I don't know if you've noticed
Yeah.
that we don't think planning is it's urgent that I plan, and it's not urgent, so we don't do it. And actually, it's important. So because it's important and not urgent, we absolutely should do it. So as you're right, it's something that is not urgent, but it's something we absolutely should set time aside to do.
So this is we would encourage business owners to spend time working on their business as well as in their business. And this quadrant two is where you spend the time working on your business, right? Good. There's a few folks on, by the way. Please remember to like and share and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. If you're watching it on repeat, then please remember to follow this as well. It'd be great to get this stuff out to lots of business owners. Right, Mark. So quadrant three.
This is where a lot of business owners spend their time. They're actually responding to other people saying stuff is urgent when actually it's not important.
Yeah.
And I've done this many, many times, fallen victim to this so many times, where you've got a heightened sense of urgency. I've got to get a marketing campaign going, and actually you should be focusing on other marketing campaigns instead of starting
Yeah.
something new. Or I must get somebody to help me out in the office when actually we should be doing planning. We get these feelings of things being urgent, but actually at that moment they're not important.
Yeah.
They're interruptions to our thinking. But a lot of business owners, you use the word firefighting, Mark, I think it's a really good word. A lot of business owners, even corporate businesses, spend so much time and money on that bottom left-hand box there. They're not in control. They're actually responding.
So as a business owner, very often our quadrant 3 is somebody else's quadrant 1. That's the team who've
That's
got
nice.
so the team who've got something that's a crisis for them, who's coming to interrupt you as the business owner. So their quadrant 1 becomes your quadrant 3, right, Mark?
Yeah, that's a really good description, Mark. And what's happening is other people's priorities are taking over what we need to do. I'll give you a quick example. How many business owners that you and I know, that we all know here, those of you listening, how many business owners say, I'm going to take this time out, I am uninterrupted, I'm going to go away and think. Leave me alone. That's quadrant number 2, right? Very, very few. And we allow others to suck our time away.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's just finish this off. So what about quadrant 4? Non-urgent, not important.
That's do you know what? I'm working, but I think I'll watch a bit of TV for a bit.
Yeah. I wonder what's happening over on Sky. What's happening on the news? I'll just check my Facebook account.
Absolutely. Or it's yeah, and it's human. And I think, actually, to be honest, I think to be serious about distractions, it's good to build in small diversions from what we're doing, just to refresh our brain, to get some recreation, some refreshment.
Yeah.
But here we're not talking about planned refreshment. We're talking about getting dragged away on stuff that probably doesn't matter too much. And
so simple think, Mark. Simple example. Email. Email's a classic. Email is a classic quadrant 4. So tip: turn off your email account and only look at it 3 times a day. Look at it first thing in the morning. Look at it just before lunch, and look at it just before you go home at night. And that's the only 3 times, because otherwise you'll just erode huge amounts of your time doing things like email, which is a quadrant 4 activity.
You've nailed something very important there, Mark. It's really important, because it is thought, because email is happening now, so are texts and WhatsApp messages, they're happening now, that they're important.
Yeah.
They're not. They're urgent. And actually, as you said on that chart there, some emails are completely even not urgent, but we think it's urgent, so we start responding to it. And manage the time we want for ourselves, not the way that other people are dictating it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thanks, Mark. So that's Covey's 4 quadrants. So guys, go and spend a bit of time. I'd really urge you to go and read Covey's 7 Habits, by the way. Right, so moving on, Mark, we'd say that there are 3 main areas of time mastery in addition to Covey's 4 quadrants, right?
Yeah, and behind these three things that we all look at that and we think, wow, I could probably ramp up a little bit better what I'm doing here. The rationale behind this is time is the only thing we've got, and it's so important. I can't stress it enough that as we go through life, we always look back and think, I wish I'd have spent more time doing this or this or this.
Yeah.
On the self-mastery, it's to do with this discipline of what do I want to focus on, not what does everybody else want me to focus on.
Yeah.
And I'll be good about it. I'll negotiate about it, but actually there's limits. I will spend time planning. I will spend time developing my business, not reacting.
Good. So look, quickly, self-mastery is just manage your time really, really wisely. Have a to-do list, prioritize stuff. If you've got 15 things to do tomorrow, prioritize them into A, B's, and C's. Have 5 category A things that are really important and must be done first. Have 5 B things and 5 C things, but just get really focused on getting that stuff done. The planning stuff is, take stuff out, take time out, take an hour out on a Friday afternoon to plan what next week's going to look like.
Absolutely.
Take another hour on Monday morning to review that, to make sure that you're aligned to it. And the delegation stuff is, push stuff out. Take the stuff that other people can do off your desk, so that you can focus on doing stuff that only you can do. as the business owner.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and here's the golden rule on the self mastery. I was going to add a tip there, Mark. Sorry, I interrupted you nearly there. And that is write a list of stuff to do and then cross out a third of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do these, and that's a really, really good discipline. And the delegation mastery is this: think of how much money you want to be earning per hour, and that's the kind of work you want to be doing. And if you're doing work that somebody cheaper than you can do, find somebody cheaper to do that work.
Good, Mark. That's a great tip, and that's something we do with our clients as well. Look, we've got a ton of stuff like this over in our social media group. So go and look, go and search, come and join the Better Business Workshop, either on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube. If you want to come and jump on a call with us and talk about how you need help or how we can help you with managing your time, your most valuable commodity, more wisely, then book a session with us. It's totally complimentary. Go to calendly.com/action coach Milton Keynes, and we'd love to spend a bit of time talking with you. There's also a ton of content over on our website, miltonkeynes.actioncoach.co.uk as well. So go and check that out as well. We're going to be back here again as usual at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Mark, it's been brilliant to see you today.
Yeah, it's been good, and we've covered time management. So a time spent giving us a quick call and chatting us about it is time well spent.
Absolutely, Mark, absolutely. Mark, you have a great day today. Use your time wisely, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Mark. Take care.